won't ever let it go. When you had the answer and you were there alone, you left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more. Give it up, give it up, give it away. While you were barely aware, you learned that day. Cut off so much, hardly remained. While you knew that there was still a way. This is your only plan. Oh, now this is your only. Now this is your only plan. Oh, now this is yours. And you're right. You force it to yield. You forge it to the lines. You let your callous be your shield, and everyone will say that it all was finished years ago, but you will stay, and you won't ever let it go. When you had the answer and you were there alone, you left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more. Then again you found the answer and you were there alone. You left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more. When you had the answer and you were there alone, you left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more. Then again you found the answer and you were there alone. You left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more.
This city never sleeps, chemically brought down on its knees. With every breath that I breathe, clenched fists and gritting teeth. Tonight the energy flowing in me is waiting for release. Thunder beneath my feet, I sight you on my life. Until the dawn, the darkness falls, and I lose control. I feel it in my bones, a spark to lead us through the shadows. Can I fight the way before me? It coursing through my soul, a road to guide us through the sorrow. Can I calm this storm inside me? This electricity, a part of me that's under pressure, charged up, my fuse igniting, a sight you wanna see. I'm outside pointing to the sky, gonna make the earth shake 'cause you can't contain me. Voltage bursts through the black of my eyes, put my finger on the trigger and I'll shock you, baby. Against the odds, until the dawn, the darkness falls, and I lose control. I feel it in my bones, a spark to lead us through the shadows. Can I fight the way before me? It's coursing through my soul, a road to guide us through the sorrow. Can I calm this storm inside me? I feel it in my bones, a spark to lead us through the shadows. Can I fight the way before me? It's coursing through my soul, a road to guide us through the sorrow.
Yeah. I mean, oh, the audio wasn't happening. Hang on. There we go. Neither of us were hearable for a moment. Anyways, Bickle did a wonderful introduction, everybody. Sorry about that. Bickle is definitely doing fantastic today. Me, not so much. So, anyways, what he's saying was it was very much a targeted ban over at Declo with the Nautilus, some really good power bands, and the first rotation, Kaisa Leona, very good adaptation, takes pretty much everything away from Declo, especially since Nautilus and Leona are probably the two best combo. Nautilus, Leona, and Rel, who also was on the ban list, are some of the biggest combos with Kaisa, so it's good to get that really early. Still not picking you up. Yeah, Scion for Germrat getting picked up. Oh my god. It's quite the day. Alright, Bickle, try now. Can they hear you?
Hopefully they can hear me now.
Yes!
We'll have to wait and see. Hey, it's a miracle.
It's a miracle.
Hi,
Bickle's
everybody.
hearable now.
I swear I'm not just miming like I'm talking this entire time. But yeah, welcome in. Don't be too hard on our good friend Dory here. He's double duty here. He's my production and he's my color caster. We wouldn't be here without him. But as we mentioned, we're well into this draft here. Tristana, Vi, and Braum picked up versus Leona, Kaisa, and Scion. As bans now coming out, Zeri targeted towards Mine at that bot lane. They think this could be a Tristana for Puffin, while Victor is taken away from Major.
Yeah, honestly, this is an angle for a powerful AP top laner, something that can do persistent damage. I don't know if Hexane plays it, but if there's a Gwen player somewhere in here, Gwen would be really powerful, especially since power picks such as the Ezreal, such as the Ashe, are still on the table that pair well with Braum and would play very well into Kaisa Leona. So I'm interested to see if SG pulls that out against Ape Gaming, because that would be a really, really strong draft adaptation to go for here.
Yeah, if they do end up sending that Tristana mid and grabbing another AD carry, as you mentioned, they really need to shore up that AP damage, which would be something that Hexane would have to be the one to pull out.
And it completely makes sense, yeah.
Especially as a Gwen into a Scion would be a phenomenal matchup having that tank shredding. Another mid lane mage banned away from Major. It's going to be the Diana pickup for Trackers. Speaking of Trackers, shout out to all the people here to see him. I believe he said his family's in the audience. We love having you guys here, love having an even bigger audience. And best of luck to him tonight, and best of luck to Charm.
Hello,
and to Ape Gaming. Best of luck to everybody.
Yeah, so yeah, Trackers family, just as a heads up, see that champion picked right there? That champion right there. That's Diana. That's probably a jungler. There's a chance that it's a mid laner. It does get played by Major occasionally, but it's probably going Tracker's way, so keep an eye on that one. That one.
Yep.
Over there.
Yep. And it looks like Charm rounding out their draft with the Alawi and the Orianna, deciding to send the Tristana down to Mine and pick up a control mage in the Orianna for Puffin while grabbing a tank shredder in the top laner, the split push for the Alawi. We need Ape Gaming here. It needs to round this out. We are waiting on their mid laner, most likely, that counter pick towards the Orianna.
The Irelia comes out. I'm a fan of that, actually. Irelia is really strong when punishing these mid-range mages, except maybe the Syndra, but even like Syndra has windows where like her QE is down. I think if piloted by a player that can handle it, and obviously Major is the highest elo player on the team, I think it's totally reasonable that you can have a decent Irelia player on your team and you can pop off with it, you know?
Absolutely. A good Aurelia is so difficult to shut down. It's going to be in the hands of Major here. Almost guaranteed, unless there's some shenanigans of like a Scion mid. But we'll have to wait and see exactly how things turn out. I'm really interested to see how Major pulls out with this pick, as it feels like he's kind of putting the ball in his own hands, saying, I'm going to be a big contributor come this game.
Yeah, and the major concern is definitely the range, however. It is a very powerful, like, defensive combination, so it's so SG has drafted a composition that's totally okay with you coming to them and then playing the disengage game and punishing you for having low reach. So I would have liked to see something with a little more range bot lane if the plan was to go double melee Diana. But at the same time, I think that dive potential in the early game, you can stack waves with Irelia Scion and dive these champions very easily. So I do want to see some punishment coming towards that mid-top lane.
Yeah, Dory, it almost sounds like you know what you're talking about. Almost like you won this division last season when you were playing in it.
Yeah, I won by default.
Semantic.
I have comp rulings on my
Semantics.
side, you know. But yeah, I think from a draft perspective, it wasn't exactly how I envisioned it going, but I actually do like what SG has done. I like 8 Gaming's composition, kind of in a vacuum, but I want to see how they do at executing the comp the way it's supposed to be executed against a comp that's very much made to counteract what they can do.
Yeah, I'm really going to be keeping my eyes on Declo here for SG Charm. Braum has such a potential to shut down a lot of 8 Gaming. Quad melee and a short-range Kaisa is exactly like what you want to see when you're stacking up those concussive blows, peeling with the Glacial Fissure, and just keeping your team safe.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I do. It is interesting. So Braum is by definition and traditionally a Warden style tank, meaning he excels at fighting when the fight's coming to him. But what's really interesting about their composition is SG's composition, specifically the AD carry and jungler, do have I guess attributes of champions that can dive and who can go forward. And Braum can follow them into it. So Braum can take the Orianna ball and then just dive onto the Vi. Orianna can throw the ball on Vi and create a dive. Tristana wants to go in. Granted, the concern is that Tristana can't really blow anybody up once she's in there after a certain point. But Kai'Sa's definitely a volatile champion to go after prior to her evolutions.
Definitely, as Kaisa scales, gets those evolutions online through the second skin, going to be so important for her to see the scaling come in. Now, in the past, we've seen Kaisa go towards a bit of an AP build, grabbing that static shiv. I know it's been nerfed a lot as of late. Do you think that's the style we'll see, or do you think we're going to see more of that AD Navori style?
I would hope to see the AD Navori style. I think that there definitely is still room for the static shiv build, but I think if you're going to be a primary AP threat, which you don't really need in this composition right now, you need consistent ranged AD. In this case, you need ranged DPS. Q Evolve is going to be really powerful onto isolated targets, namely Tristana and Orianna. So I want to see the Navori build. I think static is viable, but I just don't think it's the game for it. Primarily because it just it doesn't have the kind of shred that you're going to need into a Brahmin Alawi and Vi.
Entirely fair enough. Now, with these comps laid out, we see where everything's going. Where do you expect us to get kind of this early action? Do you expect Vi and Diana to be heading to a certain lane in particular? Do you think we'll see a lot of scrimmishing in a certain lane? What do you think the early game action plans?
Yeah, like I said before, I think the solo lanes are going to be the priority for Ape Gaming. However, I do think that Vi has a little bit more options. Vi Orianna is an old school powerful duo, and it's going to continue to be powerful. It's going to be very akin to that Jarvan duo, but obviously Jarvan taken off the table. I'm actually surprised I didn't see it in R1 and R2 after seeing Jarvan Trundle go down, but I think that taking Kaisa Leona is totally acceptable there too. It's no big deal. But I think Vi has options mid. I think Vi has options bot. The only issue that I really see is that Tristana is one of those champions that just auto shoves the wave, and she's going to be playing to want to crash and receive the following wave. So if the Tristana handles it well, I think first 3 waves lead to a slow push using Tristana's E passive. Get a crash on C wave, so on the cannon wave, and then a full reset on the next A wave will have it push back, and that's when Vi can gank. So maybe looking at a level 4 gank, maybe on clear reset. Otherwise,
right, so
otherwise, Alawi could be left on an island, right? Alawi can be left on an island. Sion's not going to be able to do much, but Irelia Orianna has a lot of potential volatility, and I think that Vi Orianna is a very powerful duo as long as they play around the prime CC from Irelia in a mid jungle gank.
All right, so you're thinking that Mine is going to be needing to control that wave pretty well down bot, having it bounce back to be able to get Tyler that option to get into the lane and look for that early gank, early kill onto Kaisa. As with Tristana, you really want to try and get yourself going early, especially with this early kill push.
Yeah, I think so. Bets are out if the compositions are played at a level I would expect. I would want to say I'm in favor of SG's comp this game, but for some reason I feel like Ape Gaming's is a little easier to execute, just because their team is like Unga Boonga, press R, go in. So I think it's very much on the back of the Alawi and the Tristana to outplay this game.
So what you're saying is that Ape Gaming has the composition that is perfect for apes.
Yeah, I do.
And what is everybody here but an IBS but an ape? So you're saying the composition fits pretty well with what Ape Gaming's looking to go.
Yeah, absolutely. I value ease of execution when it comes to this level of competition.
Yeah, definitely. So with all that said, we are heading into our spectator delay now. When we come back, we are going to be here with game number 1 of the night between SG Charm and Ape Gaming Teal.
See you guys soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 1 of the day between SG Charm on the blue taking on Ape Gaming Teal on the red side. We have Hexane, Tyler, Puffin, Mine, and Declo here for SG. Meanwhile, Germrat, Trackers, Major, Regdor, and Emperor Bareth here for Ape Gaming Teal. And we have a 5-stack already going on for the side of Ape Gaming. They're looking to try out and catch Declo, who may just be trying to walk away. Emperor Bareth has the threaten, is just going to walk away. And it seems like Ape Gaming giving up on that invade.
Minions have spawned.
Vandal gunners, what you see? Surge of smoke and victory.
Hexane. Yeah, so they're swapping opposite ways. We see Major and Germrat give a little bit of assistance to Trackers up top, while Tonka getting that leash down bot from Mine and Decla. We'll see what these two junglers do to start out these paths and where they're going to look to make an early impact. That's not an invade. That's an Yeah, and right now, not too much. We see the flawless duet come out from Major, not able to land on the Puff, and looking for that all-in potential, but not much going to be there. And with the fact that Trackers went for that early gank mid, that sets her behind quite a bit in pathing, meaning that Tyler on this Vi already up 1 camp, now 2, actually only 1, as now Tyler's going to look to make a gank happen, heading up towards topside, towards Germrat. Charging that ball breaker, lands onto Germrat. Tentacle smacking down, forces the flash away from Germrat. Big advantage now going the way of Hex. Tentacle again lands there on a Germrat, pulling him out. Test Spirit. Meanwhile, Bareth goes in bot side, throws it at the Ignite. Concussive blows, though, completely disengaging. Regdor cannot step up. Bareth in trouble. Meanwhile, Hexane stepping up, flash in. Harsh lesson down to Germrat. Teaches the lesson to the Scion. First blood to the Alawi up top. Flash Vault Breaker in, lands the stun, but flashes all around means Major will walk out barely with their life. Hexane just stacking up that Conquer, getting so much chunk damage with that Test of Spirit. Emperor and Regdor trying to push in this wave, but Declo does land that slow. It's just going to be back away for now, as Mine is comfortable farming this wave out. On Deklo's getting the slow off of that winner's bite. Bareth flashed in on the stun from the concussive blows, comes out. Double exhaust are traded, but a vault breaker in from Tonka means that's the kill going the way of SG. Another jump in onto Regdor. They are going to back away though, chunking him to half health. It looks like Regdor may want more. Tyler charging it up. Vault breaker in. Gets those denting blows out. Major, meanwhile, down the bot side, dashing in onto Deklo, but he gets stunned up by Tonka and Mine, and the autos are coming down. Tonka picks up another as Tracker's not there in time. Hold on, Major, those lands a flawless duet, dashing in. Deklo stepping up mid, Tracker's right behind him. Tracker's managed to force Puffin away. Meanwhile, Germrat taking a bit of damage as Hexane more than happy to just hit that tower. Another Spirit lands as more damage coming out to Germrat. Hexane stepping up, getting these autos out, just chunking him down. First Dragon is currently up, left to see if SG decides to go for it. Emperor tagged by that winner's fight. Stun is there at the end by the concussive blows. Though stun comes back onto Deklo, is a bit low. Ignite comes out onto him, but Emperor walking away. Mine throwing out the autos, not enough there. Meanwhile, Germrat just being punished by these tentacles. Hexane able to step up here if he wants. Going to walk past the tower. Harsh Lesson with the tentacle smash takes him down. Trackers was thinking about looking onto Hexane there, decided the better of it, realized I don't win this 1v1, decides to back away as a level 8 Alawi versus a level 5 Diana does not seem like it would go well for the jungler. And right now, we see Trackers up on that Rift Herald Major, threatening damage onto Puffin, but just focusing on the CS right now. Tagged up by that attack and dissonance, taking a big chunk of damage, but Germrat and Trackers safe on this Herald, at least they think they're safe. Maybe we'll see Hexane spot them out with this rotation down, but with Emperor Bareth in the area, it seems like they're content to just take the Herald and leave. Yeah, that's really impressive, especially with how much they have been struggling in this bot lane a little bit. Regdor currently 0-0-0 though, so hasn't lost their own life, only seeing their teammates fall around them. What is it? Oh, it's the best. Hold on, the Solar Flare comes out, buffered away though by Mine. Emperor goes in. Declo throws up the unbreakable concussive blows, though. Just going to back away. Trackers was in the area looking to follow up, but she is going to leave empty-handed right now as Tyler hears what's going on in bot, maybe looking to cover this, but it also seems to have drawn the ire of the mid laners as Major is rotating down. Puffin currently just hanging out mid, though. There goes the knockup out of the Glacial Fissure. In goes Tonka, but a big Moonfall comes in, catches onto all three. Major here throws out the Vanguard's edge, picks up two there, and they are going to come out 2 for nothing there. Great rotation by Major means that means Ape Gaming picks up those 2 kills. Absolutely. You can see what they were looking for now, picking up that Aurelia as Major able to help set up some of those plays and follow up, while Puffin was instead locked in that mid lane trying to focus on the wave. And that does give a nice little advantage there, working towards an equalization of gold if you ignore what's going on up in the top.
Yeah, honestly, it's great if you are Ape Gaming, especially because Alawi still hasn't taken the tower. The gold difference isn't... I lied, I pressed X. The gold
that was a
difference,
mistake.
The gold difference top is it's a bit of an oopsie, but the fact that it's only a 1,500 deficit in spite of that, and that's
Hold on, Hexane flashing in with the leap of faith, focusing onto that test of spirit. Going to chunk out Germrat, force him to flash away. Flash for flash traded, but Tyler up in this area. Hold on, though. That is a stun under tower, but Tyler coming in, throws out the cease and desist under tower. Tonka, though, in trouble as Trackers is in the area to trade a kill back.
Yeah, and Trackers, fantastic job. Oh, Trackers even managed to turn that over to Germrat.
Hold on, Declo and Mine fighting in this 2v2. In goes Emperor. Mine jumps away. Solar Flare going to land onto Declo. The exhaust comes out. Regdor throwing out, jumps in with that killer instinct, is able to take out Declo, but the concussive blows are going to stun out. There's the shockwave, taking down Emperor. The rocket jump reset coming out onto Regdor. Mine wants more. Are they able to get it the speed up from the dissonance? And the bomb on top of his head. And there's Puffin picking up the kill.
Major, you kind of got yourself stuck between a rock and a hard place. You do have to start rotating away. I don't know if you can take this fight, especially with Dragon up. You know on the reset, Vi's going to be here. And that's probably for the best. Just take the slow way back to mid lane. It's all right. It's all right. There you go. So, I was saying that the game state was stabilizing, and I mean the opportunity is still there. Cloud Drake, great actually here for Ape Gaming because it means it's not a Cloud Soul. That being said, it's actually a Hextech Soul, which isn't, you know, the worst soul to get behind on. But at the same time, Ape Gaming has shown like glimpses of opportunity. Plates are about to go down, so it's not going to, they're not going to be at risk of giving up more plates. So now what they want to do is try to aim for item spikes in the next 4.5 minutes. Item spikes in the next 4.5 minutes, and they can execute their team fight with items completed. They have an opportunity to turn the game around on third Drake here.
They definitely do, and considering how the game state's been going, we have about a 2k gold lead across the map right now, and you look at top lane, that's a 2.5k gold lead. So when you look at the 4v4 of the other members, Ape Gaming's technically ahead on that gold rate.
Yeah, that's honestly a great thing. Like, Scion, we're about to make a boss joke, but like, in 4 minutes when this Drake is up, best case scenario for Scion is if Alawi's looking to TP, just press R. Just ult into her, kill yourself. It's okay. Just do it in game. And make sure that Alawi cannot participate in the team fight, and then your team will win. Regdor doing a pretty good job in terms of positioning. His killer instinct usage is pretty fantastic in my opinion, and I do think that Tracker's moonfalls have been really game-changing. There's actually one Moonfall in a game that actually pulled Tristana out of, and that's going to be it.
Well, Barrett gets caught under tower. They're forced to flash away. Glacial Fish are not going to catch on anybody. Meanwhile, Major going in, throws out the Vanguard's edge. Puffin, though, throws out the Shockwave in response. It looks like he's backing away. Puffin trading it back. Says, you all in me? No, my Leandries will burn you to death as Puffin picks up the solo kill.
Well played, Puffin. That was well played. Trigger discipline. Way to dodge out the E. And the Irelia just sitting there, egg on his face, not really sure what happened. Well played, Puffin. Didn't even need to use flash. Neither of them flashed.
Yeah, no flashes burned, just ultis traded, and the fact that they're, Regdor's throwing out these autos, Deklo throwing out the concussive blows, but in goes the killer instinct, means Mine will rocket jump away, and that stand behind me, jump away from Deklo, gets the bot duo out to safety. Meanwhile, topside, Tyler Tonka picking up that Rift Herald with the assistance of Hexing.
Yeah, so looking at about 2 minutes, tower's down, so Alawi is going to need to get like missing pings constantly. I'd recommend paying attention to that minimap down there. Every single time Alawi goes missing from red side vision. You can see her right now. But the second she disappears, we need to see emergency pings because Alawi can be game-changing now. This is when they need to utilize their gold lead on the side of SG in order to put their thumb down and stabilize the potential team fight from APE.
Hexane trading into this 1v2, grabs the Spirit, drops the Leap of Faith, completely makes Germrat and Trackers rethink their ability to go in on him, which I think is a good call, as you're not going to kill that Alawi Rush's ult. Deklo stepping up, hold on, there's the Solar Flare coming out on the Mine. Concussive blows, though, will stun up Emperor. Meanwhile, Tracker's caught here in the 2, drops the Moonfall, but not enough, as Tyler will take him down. Mine jumping in with the rocket jump after the flash. That will be a kill there. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Puffin picks up another solo kill, as that's every lane ability getting those kills. Every side of the map going the way of SG Cho.
And it's still going. Sion being forced to ult away. Not going to have it up, or he might have it up in about a minute. There's a chance it'll be up, but that is a huge play for the Alawi. Hexane really, really flexing. These solo laners in general are just doing a wonderful job of pushing their lead. And even Tristana, who got off to like a little bit of a start down, like got up in kills, down in gold either way, but hit her one item spike, and Tristana has been just like throwing out the damage. And I was a little skeptical. I thought the Kaisa Leona would perform a whole lot better in an isolated 2v2, but I stand corrected, I guess.
I was right there with you. You thought that maybe between the Kaisa and the Leona there would be that damage output, the ability to lock down, but no, Mine and Deklo have been playing this pretty well, even with jungle assistance coming in quite a lot from Trackers. And also, shoutouts to Hexane and Puffin. Both of them have picked up multiple solo kills this game, and have just done so well in snowballing their own leads, and making sure that even if bot lane hadn't been able to recover as well as Mine and Deklo have, that SG would still been in a great position. But it seems like 8 Gaming setting up for this Dragon. Tyler in the area has to vault breaker over the wall, get out to safety, as Mine and Deklo are stuffing up. Emperor looking for it. The TP is coming in from Sion. They are looking to take this advantage while Hexane is not here for now. But speaking of Hexane TPing in, Tonka forced to flash away. And right now, Sion in trouble, walking away. Emperor gets the stun there. There's the dash in. Shockwave onto 4. Moonfall in response, but not going to do a damn thing as Mine is firing away. 2 for nothing, 3 for nothing, 4 for nothing. Corpse of Sion is left standing as Redgore tries to run for his life. 5 for nothing. Clean ace going to SG Charm.
This game is getting out of control, Bickle. I was hopeful for 8 Gaming for a little bit there, but shout out to whoever in the chat during draft mentioned that blue side's composition makes it so that like the all in and the 4 melees on the side of 8 Gaming just we're gonna struggle. Puffin has been showing up fantastically. Hexane has been popping off, and every time Hexane has appeared in the team, Hexane has just killed everybody. There's nothing that all these melees can do about this 2-item Alawi, and honestly, it's their game to lose. they've got the game completely under control, and I'm looking to see like Baron execute into topside tower, mid tower, or even a fight and a catch in the topside jungle, the side of Ape Gaming.
That's really what we're gonna have to keep our eyes on. Is SG with about almost a 10k gold lead, 20 minutes into this game. As you mentioned, Baron has to be the next thing on their minds, looking to likely close this out in convincing fashion. If you are the side of Ape Gaming right now, what are you looking for in any chance of getting back into this game?
Honestly, pick potential. It's incredibly. You need to play for lockdown, and you need to figure out which quadrant of the jungle you can control at this point, because Ape Gaming has to just like live with the fact that. Oh, Dragons,
Hold on,
you're about to get
Puffin
caught.
throws out the ball, and with the follow-up from Tyler, the lockdown is there. That is trackers down. The jungler is gone. Spirit taken down, and Charm takes this as the go button for that Baron. No smite contest available for the side of the game.
To anybody who was asked, to the answer to your question, Solar Flare getting wasted or something.
I admire the attempt.
The answer to your question was you need to understand that you don't contest this Baron, right? Trackers isn't worth any gold, so like Trackers can throw herself over the wall, try to smite it, but realistically, with the amount of lockdown there is, it's going to be very difficult for you to even get in there, and then something like what would happen just happened. The best bet would be to invest all of your vision very heavily into your own quadrant, let mid inhibitor go down so that you can throw farm onto Kai'Sa and Irelia into topside lane, and then play for picks in your own bot side jungle by having control of that vision. If they get a little over ambitious, maybe Deklo pushes a little bit too far, maybe Tonka is caught going forward, because Vi can only go forward. So if Vi gets caught, Vi has a very hard time escaping. That would be your best bet. Make an isolated pick about 50 to 60 seconds.
Hold on, we have Sion going in. Unstoppable onslaught going to be dodged away. Flash in by Hexane. 4-man onto the Leap of Faith, pumping out the damage, forcing all of Ape Gaming to just retreat. We see the cease and desist coming in from Tonka Tyler, throwing it out, and that is 2 members down already from the side of Ape Gaming, as this is SG Charm looking to end this game convincingly. Inhibs are down, Shockwave lands onto Emperor, and Tyler taking up the damage. He will fall in the end, shut down by Major, but he will gladly trade his life for this next.
Yeah, and that's going to be a clean win for SG. That's honestly not fantastic, but like we were saying, the draft kind of favored them in the first place. So just due to the nature of the stuff being a little broken, we're gonna. Oh, do I get post game? I do get post game now. All right, let's head over.
Oh, lucky you. Mine's still broken.
All right.
That's a lot of Alawi damage.
That is a lot of Alawi damage. That's a whole lot of Alawi damage, actually. My God. So, any question on who the MVP is this game?
I don't think there's that much of a question.
No. I'm pretty sure the Alawi popped off.
Yeah,
Tonka,
Hexane played that really well.
I think Deklo had their moments, Minami had their moments, Puffin and Tonka did as well. But there's no disputing the insane impact that this Alawi had on this game. And almost like clockwork, you asked me like what had to happen at the next dragon. I'm like, Alawi has to show up, Sion has to stop it. What happens? Alawi shows up, she pops off. So I don't know. When we go back to the, are we gonna have to? What would we be doing if we were in the place of Ape Gaming? Going back to the drawing board, preparing, mentally resetting yourself for game 2.
It's a tough one, as it feels like it just all snowballed out of control a little bit. But you have to think back early on. Your 4v4 was able to match what was going on. It was just some issues up topside. So I'm wondering what you can do to kind of limit this availability of Zax. Maybe get him off the Alawi, try and keep him off maybe these sort of split pushing carry styles. Maybe if put Germrat on something else, but they have to have something in mind to keep Hexane from popping off once again.
Yeah, that might come down to, I mean, this game was the opportunity, right? I don't think you needed to blind Sion R3, when you already see jungle, you see buy. I think that's your opportunity where you can take the jungler and you could save R5 for top if you know that top is going to be a volatile matchup. I get picking a tank and saying, alright, just sit on your island, but you can't sit on your island if you're not able to gracefully lose a lane. So your only answer, if you can't gracefully lose a lane, is give yourself a slightly favorable matchup and try to even game state, or utilize your jungle a little bit better.
Absolutely. We'll have to see if that's what the side of Ape Gaming decides to go with come this next game. But we are going to head to a quick break. When we come back, we'll be here with the second game's draft between SG Charm and Ape Gaming.
Give me some of that good stuff!
You never stop calling me crazy, but you the one that's fucking crazy. And it's time for me to run. Yeah, it's time for me to go. I won't stick around for you. Around for you to play.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the draft for game number 2 here between Ape Gaming and SG Charm. SG Charm victorious in game number 1 off of some phenomenal play from the solo laners Hexane and Puffin. And just to update everybody else with what's going on around the Rift, of course, CB Queensguard and TD Daggers was of course postponed, so we don't have any action there tonight. Rev Armada and Mystic Cats Red are still in game number 1 at the moment, but Nameless Revenant took game number 1 against Ferox 1-0. So we'll have to see what turns out there. And while we're getting into draft, I want to remind everybody, BOL is sponsored by Coachify.gg. Coachify.gg is a new platform for esports coaches with 0 commissions. Sign up is free, and anyone can create a pro profile.
Yeah, Coachify.gg has been sweeping the amateur scene. I know a lot of leagues that are getting on the train, and it's honestly a great service. I think there's nothing shameful about needing some coaching, and honestly, I need it too. We all need it. We all need coaching if we want to improve at our gameplay, you know?
Absolutely. And speaking of coaching, it seems like the coaches came up with a new game plan. Ape Gaming now on the blue side, banning away the Alawi and Braum, which were so difficult to them in game number 1. And also the Rel still taken away from Declo, where Charm going with the J4, Misfortune, and Tristana bans now.
This first pick?
I'd imagine it's a Nautilus B1, and there it is, picked up by Ape Gaming. Want to keep that away from Declo.
Yeah, that's to be expected. It's about par for the course when it comes to the draft planning, at least what appears to have been done by the coaches of Ape Gaming. And honestly, staying right on track. The Tristana was kind of slippery, so banning the Tristana, knowing they're not first pick, saying, okay, we guess you get the Nautilus, because they don't want to give up Tristana first pick. Such a safe champion, but at the same time, this has got to be an ego pick. He's probably saying, just give me Set. I like Set. I'm just gonna blind Set R1, I guess.
Hexane saying, give me whatever. I want Set. We're gonna go from there. Meanwhile, Mine picking up the Zeri. The Lightning Bud, of course, has been nerfed quite a bit, but still ever popular on the Rift. We'll have to see how that continues to fly. As Regdor heading back to the Kaisa, he found good success with those killer instincts early in game 1. Will he be able to find that same success and curtail it further into the late game this time? Now paired with Emperor Bareth on this Nautilus.
I'm wondering if Manami just doesn't play Kaisa, because that would have been a pretty good opportunity to take Kaisa away, knowing that it was coming. Mentioned in the first draft that Kaisa Nautilus is pretty insane as a combo, and honestly, the point-and-click lockdown into Zeri is difficult for Zeri to deal with, to say the least. But that being said, we do see the Trundle coming out in response, which is, again, kind of puzzling. Given how slippery their comp is.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Puffin has achieved his one trick as Rumble is on the Rift in the mid lane for SG Charm.
Oh, we're certain that's a mid lane Rumble?
That is 2,000,000% a mid lane Rumble for Puffin.
Okay, blind mid lane Rumble. Yep, yeah, it's
mid
gotta
lane
be.
Rumble.
Here comes the Victor. Here comes the Victor. Here comes the Ari. Yep. Anti-Rumble champions. I'm surprised that they wanted this mid lane Rumble and banned Jarvan, though.
It's very surprising. You'd think they may want to go for that Cataclysm lockdown
Yeah.
into dropping the ulti out of Puffin from the equalizer, but apparently not. They're gonna stick. We'll have to see what that jungle pick ends up being.
What if we went like Rakan Sejuani?
I like it. Just so much engaged and lockdown. Following that, that's not a Sejuani. That's a Kayn.
That's less good. Don't. Oh.
I think Charm are feeling it.
I think
I don't know if I'm feeling it though.
Charm is definitely going for the ego pick. They definitely want us to be here for a game 3. This draft is kind of funky. That's a Heimerdinger.
Speaking of funky,
Yep.
what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
We have a Heimerdinger picked up for Ape Gaming. I'm guessing this is for Major?
It's got to be, right?
It could be for Germrat. I've seen Heimer top before. It's annoying to deal with his range,
Yeah.
but we'll have to wait and see.
Does Tracker play Nautilus jungle?
Who knows? Right now, I got no clue. Why not? Why? Let's pick a Garen to go with this.
Who do I put my channel points on?
Can we like cover up everything that happened after the Nautilus Kaisa? Because that, like, if you squint and just look at that part of the draft, things are looking really good. Then you see the rest and think, what the hell just happened?
I mean, this just opens up a Lulu.
It's a set support.
I guess that makes more sense. Makes more sense
Well.
than blind set top.
Welp. Somebody's cooking something over at Charm, and I don't know if I like what it is.
Whatever Charm's coach is on, I want some.
If it goes a certain way, Charm may want to throw it in the trash.
This is, okay.
All right, Doria, hit me. What do you think?
Heimerdinger bot Nautilus mid. Heimerdinger support Nautilus mid.
Oh dear God.
No, I mean no. It's probably just Heimerdinger. This is
So what are your thoughts on this?
I think it needs to be Red Kayn. I don't think Blue Kayn does anything this game. I think Blue Kayn just dies and cries. I do think that on the Vi, Tonka performed very well. And I think Tonka has the opportunity to perform well again, since it's going to be melee versus melee top, and Kayn can stack off of that. I think ganking bot is a death sentence for him, unless Set comes with Hex Flash.
I'm
think I
really
forgot to
interested.
ready up. I think Trundle has only one viable ult target, and it makes SG's comp very not good.
Yep. Trundle's just going to throw that ulti onto Hexane on the Ornn and say, now you have nobody that's tanky, and they're just going to try and shred through it with a Rageblade Kaisa.
That said, even Enchanterless, I think this is worst case scenario for Ape, because they only have one reliable source of lockdown for Zeri.
That is true. They do have some lockdown coming out from that depth charge of Nautilus onto the Zeri, and that's only the real reliable thing you have. You got a Trundle Pillar and Nautilus as your only forms of CC, unless Heimerdinger can land that massive stun grenade.
That being said, I do think Ape Gaming has a range advantage due to Heimerdinger. They're able to create a lot of zone control. They're able to basically take over any choke point that SG enters into that they choose. But SG has the benefit of having a lot of versatile entryways into fights, meaning they don't necessarily have to go through those choke points. They've got really good wave clear with the Rumble, and they've got good side lane control in the form of the Rumble, because he's able to at least accept waves from Heimerdinger, but at the same time, like, he doesn't have push into Heimerdinger. I think I think Garen and Heimer have push advantage for the most part, right?
I'd imagine Heimerdinger has push.
Yeah, he has to, right?
I can't
Heimer
see.
does.
I can't say I've seen much of the Heimerdinger Rumble matchup.
I think due to the nature of the difference in the players, I think even though like Garen Orn isn't necessarily a whole matchup or isn't necessarily a favorable matchup one way or the other, like at all stages of the game, I think that SG's top laner did perform very well, and Germrat has a lot to prove. But I think Germrat has opportunities. Germrat is on a very easy to execute lane champion with a lot of built-in sustain, so he doesn't have to worry about like faulty backtimers or using his HP as a resource because he can just like regen it all back like a typical Garen player would. So like
Like
I
the
think,
most typical of all
yeah.
typical Garen players.
yeah, like I mean Garen definitely has a better chance than he did on the Ornn versus Alawi matchup. I think Germrat is put in a more successful opportunity this game, but I am still concerned. I think purely from a draft perspective, Ape Gaming's draft is better. But,
Fair enough.
but I think SG's comp does have a very like tactical nuke incoming, you're on a timer kind of vibes. I do think there becomes a point where SG's composition just blows up and rolls over everybody. But I think Ape Gaming has a lot more playmaking potential than last game. I think they have about a much better draft than they did game 1.
The question is, will Ape Gaming be able to take early prio and kind of shut down the timer that is SG Charm and keep them from getting to that point where they blow the game open? We are going to have to wait and see. Two very interesting comps coming in here tonight. We are, of course, going to be heading into our spectator delay. When we come back, we're going to be heading into game number 2 of SG Charm versus Ape Gaming. Charm currently leading 1-0 and looking for the 2-0 sweep. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our second game of the day here between SG Charm and Ape Gaming Teal. Ape Gaming looking to bounce back after a tough Game 1 loss, bringing out some crazy picks here like the Garen and the Heimerdinger. But the response from Charm comes in with a Kane and a set support. We'll have to see how this chaos is going to play out.
Yeah, and I'm actually surprised to see this stack at level 1. I almost expected them to attempt another invade, but come up with a more creative path. But that's not really to knock them for it. I think that a stack is totally acceptable, given that they're looking down the barrel of a set plus multiple melees. Rumble's got a pretty strong level 1, and Comet, so I see it. I think it's alright. This game, definitely looking to see Trackers try to impact that bot lane as fast as possible, and you can tell because she's starting blue. Three camp bot. Let's see a 3-camp bot.
Speaking of Trackers, I know I was muted earlier when all the stuff was going on at the very beginning of the cast, so I don't know if the shout out went out, but Trackers wanted to shout out thank you to her family for watching her tonight. Great to have you guys here. It's great to have all you guys watching. Thank you all for being here. It's a pleasure to be back with the BOL IBS scene. We've missed you guys, and we are glad you're back. And also in the chat, Florida man, I see you. Congratulations. I see you have a kid on the way. Shout out goes to you, my friend.
That's wonderful. It's great to have so many fans here in the BOL scene. Honestly, I wasn't huge in the IBS scene until I played last season in BOL. And honestly, like, this is one of the most supportive communities in terms of like player base and getting people to actually watch and participate. A ton of content gets made. I just got done reading about half of the Diffil breakdown during our intermission. I saw that the captain of CB, the owner of CB Excel, is making something. People just like involve themselves so much with the scene. You guys care a lot about how you do and making sure we get everything correct. So sorry again for the technical difficulties at the start, but I'm going to talk about some actual League of Legends now as the hook goes down.
Hook goes out. Dredgeline comes down on the Decla, who's instantly chunked low. Throws out that phase breaker to try and get the glacial slow off and disengage, but he gets chunked hard with the ignite coming out of Emperor. I'll have to see exactly what comes out there. It's just a Summoner Blown. Decla going to use that set passive Pit Grit to heal himself up.
And what I've been most impressed with is even though Miami didn't have a massive impact on what happened in Game 1, they did perform very well, and I really do like their spacing. They're managing to stay just at the edge of Q range for Zeri pretty consistently, and on a trade that could have been just like Dredgeline for 0, Declo getting chunked down, it actually managed to get a trade down on a Nautilus and burn one of Emperor Barris pots.
Yeah, so good trade coming out there. Pot for pot traded in the supports, as you mentioned. We do see both junglers pathing down towards the bot. Trackers and Tonka looking possibly impact after this clear begins. As Germrat is getting poked out a little bit by these volcanic ruptures, but obviously the perseverance will help him, well, persevere and just heal back up.
Yeah, now I am a little concerned as we're about to have some action happening in the jungle here over Scuttle Crab, so watch out for the Heimerdinger roam. Check out bot lane roaming. It looks like Tonka's going to have to walk away, so I don't think a lot's going to happen here. At least I hope not a lot happens here. But what I was trying to say...
Dredgeline lands, hits the wall a little bit, but Mine's just going to retreat all the way back into the jungle. May not have wanted to do that.
Mine says, no more. I'm out of here. Later, nerd. So yeah, what I was gonna say was, I'm a little disappointed to see Tracker going for a full clear here on Trundle. Trundle isn't too detached from the days of being one of the most efficient clears.
Germ spinning to win up top, using that judgment to chunk him down, but that may have been a bait coming in by Hexane as Tonka in the area. Decisive strike by Germ, just gonna walk it out thanks to the move speed. Gets out without needing to burn any summoners.
Yeah, Germrat having a much better showing this game. It looks like we still have a little bit of a detachment from being able to lose lanes gracefully. Hexane even getting bullied when not on that Alawi, being bullied when not on those lane bullies. So hopefully Germrat has a little bit of that pressure relieved this game. Anyways, I was disappointed to see Trundle go for a full clear instead of a 3-camp into bot lane, especially because it was set up so well. You can just like 3 camp, pop your sweeper, and then sweep into lane while they're getting the reset there. At the same time, like, nothing really happens, so it's not the end of the world, but I would really like to see this Trundle impact the game a little bit more proactively, and I'm hoping to see it on the clear reset as they go for Dragon. They did spot Kane pathing towards bot side.
Yep, and we see Major doing what Heimerdinger does best, which is permanently pushing you in and keeping you under tower. Puffin, though, doing a good job of just farming up as much as possible.
Yeah, Puffin's absorbing this pressure very well. In fact, Puffin's going to be up CS after taking some of this. We'll see what happens. We got four out of that, like, 9 minions he has to stay even.
An early Dragon now picked up there by the side of APE Gaming. They weren't able to get these rolling last game. We'll have to see if they're able to keep using that advantage. But that is about a 500, 600 gold lead right now to the side of SG Charm. Nothing too big when you consider how the game had been going last time.
Yeah, at this point there was already like 2 kills. Top lane had a solo kill. Germrat was crying and down 40 CS. I don't even know how it was possible. So, you know what? I'll take this if I'm the side of APE Gaming. This is a much better game state to be in.
Definitely a much better game state.
Oh yeah, especially since Regdor, all things considered, was performing very well, but I think the game was just like falling apart all around him and wasn't able to stabilize on his own.
Yeah, wasn't able to stabilize, was going to need some support from somebody else on the team and just wasn't able to get it. We'll have to see if this game proves better for the side of Regdor and APE Gaming, as he's once again on this Kaisa.
Yeah, and we see the warded ping coming down, so they actually know where jungler's pathing, and Kane is about to show on these bot side wards. Kane did show on the bot side wards, with Trundle appearing non-existent. 2 camps down somewhere.
Everybody's just having to farm right now. Emperor, though, gets to the root off of that passive, but in comes Tonka bot side. Emperor going to try and walk away. Flashes away, dodges out on both the Haymaker and that slow off the Blade's reach. Emperor, again, able to just get out to safety.
Yeah, not bad for Kane, though. Are we in a point where the spectator allows us to see how many stacks Kane has?
Oh,
sure
you
isn't.
silly person.
Sure is.
Why would you want something like that encountered with the viewing package? Meanwhile, Tonka again coming in, drops that equalizer mid lane as Puffy's trying to stack up. Flashes in, forces Major to flash away. Both mid laners now down that summoner spell.
That was a flash of all time. Anyways, what I was going to say, what I do like, is Trackers identifying Kane is bot lane and gets the gank off bot lane, manages to steal the red. Well played, and I think she got out without even being noticed, to be honest. So Kane's about to arrive at that red bar.
Edgeline, though, lands on a Declo there. Facebreaker lands onto both, so gets the stun. Able to walk it out thanks to that Glacial Slow. Meanwhile, topside, Germrat spinning to win with the Judgment X, and they're trading back. Knock up there off the Volcanic Pillar and the Searing Charge. Looks like not much going to happen. Both junglers up topside, and Puffin has TP back mid lane. Trackers coming in, flash in, decisive strike. Call the Forge God is dropped. Knock up there on to Germrat, and he's trying to walk away, and he's going to walk it out with a decisive strike. Nothing coming in. Trackers now in trouble. Walking back, using that frozen domain, getting out to safety. All of this action, all of this fighting, and we have no blood 10 minutes into the game.
Oof. Yeah, I was gonna say, Hexane just realized that he takes no damage to Germrat, and that could be some very bad news if I am the full attack speed Garen right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit rough.
I understand the traditional Garen build path, but at the same time, like, if you go it, like, word for word right now, you're gonna have a bad time.
Auto's coming out, trading back. Does auto the minion instead. And something to note, both junglers now trading opposite ways. Emperor stepping up, throws out the depth charge. Good block there by Declo, forbids the follow-up from Mine. Declo throws out the Haymaker, flashes away, not going to land on anything. Regdor, though, goes in with the Killer Instinct, but a Showstopper back under the tower forces Regdor to flash away. Auto's coming out. Declo's still alive. Mine, though, chasing. First blood goes to the Zeri. Emperor throwing out the autos. Mine. Emperor tries to dredge line away. Not going to land it as Tonka comes out. Gets the slow off the blade reach and will smite him down. 2 kills going over to the side of SG Charm.
And Mine says, I don't even need to help, like, go for this kill. I'm just going to go back to farming. You take care of it, Kane. Take the kill. I'll allow it. And just says, all right, Kane, get your stacks and get out of here.
Emperor Barrett started with the Emperor started the all-in potential, dropping that depth charge onto Mine. Tried to follow it up with the dredge line, but a good hook. But I mean, good blood blocking by Declan means the follow-up's not there. Mine can start trading out the damage. Regdor tries to go in and kill Declo, but ults too far and just gets showstoppered under the tower, forcing him to flash away, meaning Mine can pick up the kill. And as Emperor's trying to auto down Declo to try and trade something back, Tonka comes in and picks up the kill of his own.
That's a nice little donation of whatever amount of gold the pink gives right now.
Let's wait and see. Major throwing out these, takes a tower shot.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think we're in a world, like, we're not really in a world where, like, throwing down a ward, a pink ward.
Well,
like,
here's the thing. The ward's still alive.
Yeah, I don't know why.
But hold on, Tonka coming in, gets the slow on the blade's reach. The Umbral Trespass will take down Major as Tonka picks up a kill of his own. 2-0 now on this Kane.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, like, situational awareness needs to exist, right? It's like, yo, we need to ward the dragon. We need to know if they're doing it. It's like, we know they're doing it. We don't need a ward to know they're doing it. We're not contesting it. Why do we need to throw a ward on it? It's whatever. Go reset through your vision topside so you can invade Kane with your strong mid and, well, I was going to say strong mid and top, but it's not going the way that I expected so far. I mean, Heimer should still have permanent prio as long as the jungler doesn't get involved, or the support at this instance. Declo very well could show up in this.
Wouldn't be surprised whatsoever to see Declo get these roams on, try and influence mid. Mine picking up that static shiv means he has even better wave clear and is no threat of getting that damage into the tower. Well, Regdor goes for that Kraken Slayer, looking instead for the pure DPS potential to come out.
Yeah, I mean, you have to stack Conqueror and, like, stick to Warren to do damage. That's why, like, I get that going, like, the attack speed for your E and stuff is a big deal. And, like, going Stridebreaker is probably, like, the Garen thing to do. But I feel like he needs a Black Cleaver this game.
Yeah, Black Cleaver really important into that war, or else he's just not really going to be able to do anything. As you can see him spinning right there, Hexane's like, heh, that tickles.
Yeah. Hexane's not going to have a bad time. He's weathered the storm, he's up CS, and now Germrat gets to just, like, lose.
Hexane gets the knock up there off the Searing Charge, going to step back, but Loku's coming up top. Here's the call, the Forge God gets the knock up onto Germrat. Follow-up is there, coming out, throwing out the damage. Tonka goes in, gets some damage popped. That is a 3-0 Kane at this exact moment.
And in chat, they're just saying,
hey guys, I think he has red form now.
What would give you that idea?
so I'm going to go ahead and click W right now and watch him transform, okay?
Alright, sounds good. That is also a Gore Drinker picked up.
Wait, he's not transforming. Tonka, surely you have red form now. Okay, I guess not. Tonka doesn't have red form, everybody.
Is he going blue?
Can I click him yet? Does it... he somehow got Shadow Assassin... Oh, he got Shadow Assassin ready from ganking bot earlier.
So he's just gotta wait out the time limit.
Oh, no.
That's a little awkward.
Oh, that sucks. Okay, well, we're going to see Kane pop off anyways. We have about a minute and a half. Cooldown should be about that, so if he's very lucky, he'll get the reset, get red form right before the next fight. Which would be a lot. Like, the lockdown of W along with, like, Declo's Facebreaker would be huge for setting up Rumble's equalizer. Or, not equalizer.
Yeah, Equalizer.
Oh, it is
The
equalizer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
set
good.
up
Don't
Rumble's equalizer.
doubt yourself. You got this.
For some reason, I had it in my mind that it was Jarvan's ultimate.
No,
Jarvan's
not the
ultimate is
Cataclysm.
Yeah.
Correct.
Don't worry.
They
I'm
are
a
usually paired
professional
together,
caster.
but not like that.
Yeah. But yeah, this is actually a good angle for Kane. Good invade. I like it. Tracker's down tempo again. Tracker just has to honestly figure out her priorities. Just to figure out what she wants to do, when she wants to do it. Because right now, the trouble
Meanwhile, in comes Tonka mid, gets the slow off the blade reach. Puffin just burning him down. Major
Ooh.
fails the flash over the wall. Puffin picks up a kill onto the Rumble.
Pour one out for Major. That flash hurt. That flash hurt.
Hold on, Tracker's coming up top. Pops the pillar, forces out the flash from Hexane, as that is also the subjugate popped.
Yeah, with Subjugate popped and Call of the Forge God still available, there's definitely no dive opportunity, which means this is probably going to be just a free dragon. We do have Rift Herald
Most
coming up in
likely.
response, but oh, never mind. Kane is doing Krugs with 5 seconds left on dragon.
He'll get there eventually.
Yep. I don't know. Anyways,
And it seems like
yeah.
Trackers feels like, okay, they're going to be going for Dragon right now, so they're going to try and trade this objective. She wants to pick up this Herald instead. Try and get any sort of gold possible, realizing they cannot contest that Dragon.
Yeah. And you know what? They may have like been told that by their coach in between games, like you don't have to contest everything, try to trade things, because this is a good spot to be in, especially since they did rotate their support again. Emperor Bareth definitely was taught, like, you need to rotate for Herald at X amount of time, right? Yep, down comes the Herald, they're going to rotate on a Dragon, because for some reason Kane is doing Krubs, well, teleport.
Meanwhile,
No way.
Ornn is TPing topside, is interrupted by Emperor Bareth.
And the
TP
teleport
now
comes
coming
down.
in from Germrat. Looks like we're going to fight around Herald. Major just dies alone in the mid lane. All the Fortune lands onto 3. Rengar trying to shred through Hexane does succeed, but a triple knockup off the Blades reach means that this is a fight easily going the way of SG Charm. Germrat again will fall as a double kill goes over to Mine. 4 for 1 going the way of SG Charm.
And Charm is huge. And
Red team double kill.
I don't want to say I'm about to lose 2,500 channel points, but not looking so good so far. There is a 5,000 gold lead. There is a chance for APE Gaming to come back, especially since they did take one of the first 2 dragons, so it's going to slow down pace of dragon stacking a little bit, give you that extra 4 minutes, 8 minutes. Extra 8 minutes of game to get what you need to get, but like they do need to understand that they are on a timer to get things done. Heimerdinger got first tower, and if I'm being real, Heimerdinger needs to be getting in other lanes ASAP. I think if you sit him mid, then it kind of like defeats the purpose of using him as a champion. So I'm not huge on Heimerdinger being mid right now. I'd be throwing Heimer mid or bot or top right now, like immediately.
Yeah, and that fight there started off with Emperor Bareth interrupting Hexane's teleport, so Germrat was free to push the top lane on his own, but it looked like APE Gaming wanted to fight TP Germrat in, but in the mid lane, Puffin picks up another solo kill onto Major, while a big knockup off that upgraded Kane W, thanks to Rost coming in, means Tonka gets a triple knockup that just easily sets up the fight for Mine to clean.
And at this point, we're looking at coming into this game. We definitely thought SG were the better team. We do think SG is favorites to be at the top of the standings coming out of the regular season at the very least. And this trade's probably going to happen, surely, right? I can keep talking. Never mind. Here comes Tonka.
What's going to happen is Germrat's about to die with the fact that Tonka's up in the area. Umbral Trespass paired with that Gore Drinker will take him down. Meanwhile, Depth Charge onto Deklo, throwing out, gets the Face Breaker. Deklo flashing away, Haymaker drop down, ulti's back in, does take Emperor down, but will trade his own life there. 1 for 1 in the spot side while the kill happens up top. Meanwhile, Puffin backs away after having that Subjugate dropped onto him. Looks like Major going to throw out some missiles, try and get something. Not much coming out, though. Tracker stepping up, drops the pillar, running forward, and just burned down by the flame spitter. Major pops into the stopwatch, but he will fall to Mine. Regdor does end up trading 1-for-1 himself, thanks to that killer instinct back onto Puffin, but that is just more members of Ape Gaming falling.
Yep. Anyways, yeah. It's a matter of we kind of expected, or we knew what to expect when we saw SG coming into the season, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Ape Gaming feels like it's a handful of new faces. Are most of Ape Gaming like people that we see in IBS very often?
Last season we saw Major and Emperor Bareth on a team called AH Danger Bunnies, the team that went winless.
Oh, these are Danger Bunnies. Okay.
2 of them are Danger Bunnies. Regdor is a caster I've seen around, but I've never actually seen him play. Germrat and Trackers are 2 new faces I have not seen before.
Okay.
Versus
Yeah,
the side of SG Charm, all of them have experience either in BOL or other amateur leagues.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it seems like they just, they need a little bit of direction, you know? They're just a little behind on tempo. They don't really know, like, where to be quite yet.
Trackers
so.
may be in a bit of trouble here. Tonka looking to follow it up. The pillar is dropped just to disengage. Objective bounty is claimed up topside by Germrat, trying to get any sort of gold back into their pocket. But they may be in trouble and just have to run for their lives. So they decided to base. As it looks like the side of SG Charm just going to call it and start the Baron.
And this is a good move. The bad move is contesting it. They do not need to contest it. They will die.
Often throwing out that flame spitter. Emperor Bareth stepping up. Call the Forge going to come to the top. Big equalizer over the top. Knock up not going to be there. But Mine takes down Emperor. And that is just Charm decimating the side of Ape Gaming. The TP did come in. I mean, the rotation did come in from everybody. Major TP'd in, but he's just going to be running for his life as the last man standing. 4-for-0 going the way of SG Charm as they also pick up the Baron and seem to have their sights set on a clean 2-0 in week 1.
Yeah, anyways, we were going to watch them get a Baron, but instead we watched them get a Baron and 4 kills. About to be an ace. 5 kills.
Baron and 5 kills, I believe we mean.
Yeah.
As that's a flash in by Tonka, picks up the Blades Breach knockup. And this is just domination from the side of SG Charm right now.
Yeah. At this point, we just want to see how well SG Charm can execute closing out a game. At this point, Dragon's nice. You're not going to be getting Dragon Soul to end this game. If you get Dragon Soul to end this game, I will be genuinely confused. So I'm really hoping I don't see them start this Dragon off reset. I realistically want to see them just, like, toss people into lanes and apply Baron to those lanes. Or toss 5 and look for a dive at this point, because there's... Well, we're gonna do Dragon, guys.
If Emperor Bareth steps up, gets knocked up. Tonka in the area. River just controlled right now. Declo making sure nobody comes in. Puffin stepping up. Has the slow off the Electro Harpoons. We can land it. Pulling on to Trackers. Going to walk away. Regdor in trouble. The knockup comes in. Forced to flash away. There's a big depth charge. Lands on all 3. Tonka in the area. Gets the knockup. Gets the slow. That's 2 down. The chase is already coming in. They're looking to get on the Emperor more. But instead they're focusing on this wave and pushing in. Meanwhile, Germrat's up top trying to get anything possible as Hexen says, nah, we're not giving you a tower. We're TP into this 2 to defend it, as that's the mid lane tier 3 and the inhibitor going to be going the way of SG Charm.
Just end the game! We didn't need to TP away, just end the game!
Hexen and Germrat fighting in this 1v1. Brittle passive going to be walked away from. Spin to win coming in, trying to deny these Baron minions. And it looks like Charm backing away for now. Sights set on this Dragon.
Yeah, sights set on this Dragon. For all of you watching from home, Tracker's family maybe, just so you know, the Nexus is the most important thing in the game. It's how you win the game. This Dragon's neat and all, but it's not the Nexus.
And as long as this Nexus stands, everybody can still keep fighting, and we'll have to see if Ape Gaming has any way back in this game. Germrat just spinning to win up topside, thrown down the decisive strike, getting some damage out. Going to be walking away, caught by the knockup off the searing charge. Hexen looking to continue the chase. Call the floor jog coming out, flashed away from by Germrat.
That's a good flash.
Gets out to safety with some fancy feet, but he is slowed, knocked up off the brittle, and searing charge with the bellows breath takes him down. Solo kill to the Ornn. Oh, and Mine even takes the scuttle crab.
They're just taking everything. It's just disrespectful at this point. They're like, yeah, we could have ended the game, but we'd rather just, like, screw with you. That being said, that mentality does give the slimmest of chances to Ape Gaming to find themselves a pick. I was mentioning earlier that, or in game 1 actually, that there was a win condition and then they just like abruptly ended the game. The win condition is defending like one quadrant, right? So it's picking one spot, putting up all of your vision in that one spot, and praying that somebody overextends.
Looking for that pick potential they have there with the Nautilus, with the Trundle Pillar, trying to get some good lockdown and damage out between Red Gore and Major. We'll have to see what exactly comes in. Is right now Mine, Puffin, and the entire SG squad just pushing away. This tower does still stand. Declo pulls them in onto that equalizer in the Glacial Augment slow. That's a good bit of damage chunk coming in as Germrat is just trying to fight Hexane right now. Knockup comes out and the Brittle Proc comes in, spin to win onto Hexane, but no damage is coming out right now.
Germrat would be in such good shape if he had that Black Cleaver done. Like, that trade would have been so favorable for him if he had Black Cleaver done. He's getting there. He's got parts of it. It is a Black Cleaver he's building, right? That is Kindle Gem.
I believe it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty
That
sure
sounds
Black
like it
Cleaver's
should
Kindle
be.
Gem Caulfields. I don't know. I haven't had to build Black Cleaver in God knows how long. I'm an ADC man. I don't know what that item does.
Indeed.
But, yeah.
Hey, there's the Black Cleaver.
Yeah. Finish Black Cleaver means that there is an opportunity to sustain inside lane with Ornn now. The Ornn is not popping off the way that they did last game, so they are an item ahead, but it's not like the end of the world, and Germrat does pilot this Garen a lot better than he piloted. Yeah, see, look at the shred. He's getting a little damage down. Okay, he's losing to the Brittle Proc, but, you know, he's still got a chance. Okay.
Yep, Hexen also low on mana. Germrat just gonna walk away, try and let us pass. And Mine, this is a respectful top laner 1v1. Okay, now it's not forget I said anything. Mine takes down Germrat. The Emperor goes in, tries to log down the dredge line, but that is Regdor falling. That is Emperor falling. The next on the list is Major. Tracker's trying to do anything they can, throw out any damage. Auto away with that lethal Tempest stacked up, but a quadra kill for Mine will close out the game, will close out the series, and will give the side of SG Charm the 2-0 on the week.
Yeah, and to be honest, we're not overly surprised, but, you know, it was... Oh, and my stuff's broken. Unfortunate. Alright,
Unfortunate.
But
Alright.
that was well played from SG. They managed to close out the game in a relatively good amount of time, and we're proud of them.
Yeah, well done to SG. I would say they were the favorites coming in today. They were my favorites. They're my current rank 1 team. And they looked really well put together today. Game 1, we saw pretty dominant performances out of the solo lanes of Hexane and Puffin. In Game 2, Mine very much showing up. 12-0-8 on this Zeri.
Yeah, Mine popping off on the Zeri this game. It was honestly huge. It gave me a lot of... I'm feeling very good about this team in general. They managed to spread the wealth across the board. They're looking pretty solid in all 5 roles, honestly. I don't think anybody counts as a squeaky wheel on this team, and they're honestly, at first glance, looking like the favorites to continue to do this. So we'll have to see what happens when they face some of the other competition in the league, but I honestly,
absolutely.
yeah.
I was going to say, absolutely. I had Mine not ranked in the top 3 of 80 carries, and while this certainly made me eat my words, well done, Mine.
Yeah,
I do want to give props down to the side of Ape Gaming. They gave a good shot all around. Regdor in particular, I'd say, had 2 pretty solid games, all things considered. I think going forward, this is somebody the side of Ape Gaming can definitely look to play through come games in the future.
Yeah, I absolutely agree 100%. Regdor definitely has chances to perform. I think this team doesn't like the game was by no means pretty. I know it's hard to lose a game like 27-3 like this, but it took 28 minutes for them to close. And granted, I did groan about them not ending in 23, which, you know, we'll talk about that another time. But we'll call it stage nerves. They don't want to throw when they think that they could win, but they might not. So, but honestly, like Ape Gaming should keep their heads held high. There were bright spots in the game. I think despite Major having some trouble in lane 1v1, Major had bright points. He was good about lane assignments. After he got his tower, he impacted bot lane as fast as he could. So there definitely is opportunity. I think Trackers and Germrat, after a little bit of practice, getting those like first game jitters out of the way, getting a little more used to the competitive environment, and work with their coach, hopefully, coachify.gg. Make sure you use it if you're in need of one. I think that you both had, like, both these players in the top side had bright spots. I just think that they need to maybe, like, shore some stuff out and try to mitigate losses in the early game. And they'll be playing a lot better. So I do feel positive about this team. I don't necessarily think that they're just hopeless. I think it's still week one. You guys have plenty of opportunities to improve.
Definitely. As we mentioned, Charm, full of veterans, everybody with comp experience already. Ape Gaming Teal, though, bringing some new blood to the scene. It's going to take some time to adapt and get used to it. And this was probably the hardest draw they could have for week one. All in all, they should keep their heads held high. They gave it their best, and they absolutely have time to turn it around. They still got 6 more teams to play, 6 more weeks to go. Mm-hmm. Speaking of, I'd love to give you guys an update as to how the other 2 series turned out, but they're still in the middle of their game number 2s right now. Rev Armada currently up 1-0 on Mystic Cats. Nameless Revenant currently up 1-0 on Ferox. We'll have to see how those 2 games turn out. But next week, Ape Gaming Teal has a chance to bounce back against Mystic Cats Red, whereas SG Charm look to continue their role of dominance against CB Queensguard, another team towards the top of the table. That'll certainly be a fun one to watch.
I look forward to drafting against SG for that series. It'll be a fun one. We'll see how I do with week 1 of drafting while I produce, but we'll see how that goes. But at the same time, I do think this is a good opportunity for Ape Gaming next week. Mystic Cats, granted, Mystic Cats did make some improvements, and they did have glimpses last season of success. I do think that they are probably the best opportunity for them to show their stuff. So I think we work on drafting, we work on champion pool depth, and we work on figuring out what to prioritize early game and how to accomplish our goals in the early game. I think those are like the 3 big shining things that I would say would wrap up the Ape Gaming improvement bubble.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see what they can do given more time, given more prep, and given more experience. This is a team that'll definitely be keeping my eye on to see what they make happen later into the season.
Absolutely. And yeah. Oh, and thank you, Bickle, for letting me cast today. Sorry again, everybody, for the technical difficulties. I'll have it fixed by next week.
Nah, you got no reason to apologize, Dory. Thank you so much for both joining me on Color tonight and for running production behind the scenes, doing both jobs at once. You get a pass on whatever the hell you need because you did phenomenal, man. Yeah, sure. Thank you, both SG Charm and Ape Gaming Teal, for giving us a great show tonight. Thank you all for watching. We wouldn't be doing this without you guys. Once again, thank you for Coachify for keeping all this going. Check them out, coachify.gg. Need any coaching? Everybody can. Always a good idea to check it out. But that is it for us tonight, guys. We are done with IBS. We will be back here next week. But I don't know off the top of my head. I believe we have Masters on Sunday? Don't quote me on that, but we got something else coming out on this channel.
Yeah, Masters is Monday.
Don't quote me while I go find out exactly what has been posted to let you know what's going on when. Because I can find this
Masters
in leagues.
Isn't Monday? I'm going to be real embarrassed.
It is
I have
Masters.
Masters. Okay.
Yeah, you are correct. Masters is on Monday. Diamond is on Saturday. So
Diamond
here,
is Saturday. All right.
Diamond is on Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Come join us here. You'll see some new faces, see some new teams, but you'll continue to see some great League of Legends. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Thank you, Dory, once again. And everybody, have a good night.